Have you ever heard of the wooden toy called a Jacob's Ladder? Today I'm going to show you how to build this super cheap and super easy. If you've never heard of one, check it out. It's a great little toy. Kids of all ages like to play with it, even some adults. Put it on the end of your coffee table and it'll be a big hit. I've made a bunch over the years, and every time somebody comes over they just want to grab it and play with it. It's a cool little toy. I'll show you how to make it and we'll get right into it. Welcome back to Woodcraft716.com. I'm Mike, and to get this project started, we just need a piece of 1x that's already been ripped down to 2 inches on the table saw. I got some ribbon and some super glue. That's about all you need to make this project. So after the wood is cut to width, we're just going to run it through the planer and bring it down to about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to hog off material. It's so narrow that I can really take off some bulk, and we'll get through this in no time. Now that our material is milled down to 1/4 inch, I put a 1/4 inch round over in the router table, set up a fence. I'm just going to run these through on the long edge and round it over nice. Just like that. So now we just come over to the miter saw. We have our 2-inch strips that are rounded over. We just set a stop at 2 inches, clamped it down, and we're going to repeat that cut and cut all these into little squares. It's important to note that when you're cutting these, make sure your blade comes to a complete stop before you take your piece out of there. You don't want the blade to catch it and fling it across the shop, so make sure the blade completely stops. And now's the time that we'll just take these and we'll just hit them with this little sanding block that I got, and we're just going to round off the miter saw edges and make sure they're nice and smooth. Regular sandpaper or whatever you got. Clean them up real good and get them ready for stain real quick. And that's it. Now it's ready for stain. So I'm just using this Minwax red chestnut or something like that. I'm just going to coat these and put them aside to dry. Sweet. Now these are all good to go. I just got some ribbon here. It's just some leftover ribbon I stole from my wife's sewing kit. So we're going to cut 3 pieces at 36 inches. Now that our ribbon's all cut, we're going to lay it out with 1 piece in the middle facing one way and the 2 outside ribbons facing the other way. We're going to put a bead of super glue right across the middle of our little board. We're going to keep the routed edges towards the ribbon end. Attach that piece and then do the same thing for the top and the bottom. Super glue those and put those on. Then we'll take a top piece and put it on there just like we did the bottom with the rounded edge towards the ribbon. Then we're going to take the ribbons and drape them over the other sides opposite of the way they started. We'll take the bottom of the next piece and flip that over and put that on there. Again with the round edges facing the ribbons. Once we have it on there, we're going to pull the ribbons tight from either side. And then we're going to repeat the process. Gluing up the middle, flipping that ribbon over and waiting for that to dry. Then the same thing for the 2 outside pieces. Again, gluing them and then draping them over and pulling them tight. And just like the last piece, we'll put glue on it, take a top, flip it over and put it on there. And we'll just keep going and going, following the same steps as we build this all the way up. 1 layer at a time, piece by piece. Try to keep your ribbons in line with the one below it so that it looks uniform when it's all stacked up. And that's it. There's nothing to it. This one's done. And man, just look how this thing works. Sweet. So I really think this thing turned out great. It's a nice little project. If you have kids or grandkids, they're just going to love it. Or you can just make one and take it to work and show it off to your friends. Few people have seen them and even fewer people know how to make them. And now you're in that group. Welcome to the club. If you got any value out of this and you want to see more easy woodworking projects that sell, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can stay informed with all the new projects that we have coming out. And that'll do it for this one. Remember to always create and inspire. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.